Have you ever thought a small act of kindness could completely change the course of your life? This is the story of a boy, his mother, and a simple meal that led to an extraordinary revelation. The morning breeze was warm, carrying the scent of freshly baked bread from the nearby stalls. In a modest neighborhood on the outskirts of a bustling city, Ravi was wide awake before dawn. His small, dimly lit room was filled with silence, except for the soft rustle of coins being counted. He had spent months saving every rupee he could. From delivering newspapers in the early morning to running errands for neighbors, every task had added a coin to his precious collection. Today was special. Ravi had planned it for weeks, a surprise dinner for his mother, Meena. Meena was his everything. A widow in her early 40s, she worked tirelessly as a seamstress, stitching clothes from dawn until dusk to make ends meet. Despite her hardships, she never let Ravi feel the absence of luxuries. Her sacrifices inspired Ravi, but he often felt helpless. This dinner, however, was his way of showing gratitude. Today, Ma deserves to feel like a queen, Ravi thought, as he packed his cloth pouch full of coins. That morning, as Meena prepared to leave for her stitching assignments, Ravi stopped her. "Ma, don't cook dinner tonight. We're going out." "Out?" "Ravi, we can't afford that," she replied, her voice tinged with worry. "Just this once, Ma. It's my treat," he insisted with a mischievous smile. Reluctantly, Meena agreed. She was curious, but trusted her son's determination. The sun was setting as Ravi and Meena walked hand in hand through the crowded market. They stopped in front of a small but popular restaurant that Ravi had been eyeing for months. It wasn't fancy, but to Ravi, it felt like the grandest place in the world. "Are you sure about this, Ravi?" Meena asked hesitantly. "Yes, Ma, trust me," Ravi replied, his eyes sparkling with excitement. As they stepped inside, the aroma of spices and freshly cooked food greeted them. Ravi chose a table by the window, where they could watch the world outside as they dined. The waiter handed them menus, and Ravi encouraged his mother to order whatever she wanted. Meena, modest as ever, picked a simple meal: dal, roti, and a small bowl of rice. Ravi added a dessert to the order, much to her surprise. As they waited for their food, Ravi noticed a man outside the restaurant. His clothes were ragged, his face thin and weary. The man hesitated before stepping inside. The waiter approached him, his tone harsh. "What do you want?" "Just a piece of bread. I'll pay whatever I have," the man replied, holding out a few coins. "We don't serve beggars," the waiter snapped, waving him away. Ravi's heart ached at the sight. "Ma, look at him. He's hungry." Before Meena could respond, a man sitting at a nearby table stood up. He was well dressed, with an air of authority. "Let him eat. I'll pay for his meal," he said firmly. The room fell silent as the man's voice echoed. The waiter hesitated before reluctantly showing the hungry man to a seat. Ravi watched in awe. "That's the kind of person I want to be someday, Ma," he whispered. "You already have a kind heart, Ravi. That's more than enough," Meena replied, squeezing his hand. The meal was delightful. Ravi couldn't stop smiling as he watched his mother enjoy every bite. For the first time in years, she looked truly happy. But as they approached the counter to pay, Ravi's excitement turned to panic. He handed over his pouch of coins, confident it would cover the bill. The cashier, however, frowned as he counted the coins. "This isn't enough," he said flatly, looking at Ravi with disdain. Ravi's heart sank. He quickly searched his pockets, hoping to find a stray coin, but they were empty. I thought it was enough," he stammered, his voice trembling. Meena rushed to his side. "I'm so sorry, let me—" Before she could finish, the well-dressed man from earlier stepped forward. "How much is the bill?" he asked the cashier. The cashier told him the amount, and without hesitation the man said, "Add it to my bill." Ravi stared at him, stunned. "Why are you helping us?" The man knelt down, meeting Ravi's gaze. "Because I've been where you are." "What's your name, young man?" "Ravi," he replied softly. "Well, Ravi, let me tell you something. When I was your age, someone helped me too. It changed my life. Now it's my turn to pass it on." He handed Ravi a business card. "Come to this address tomorrow. I'd like to meet you and your mother again." The next day, Ravi and Meena arrived at the address on the card. It was a large, modern office building, bustling with people. Nervously, they walked inside and were greeted by a receptionist who escorted them to a spacious office. The man, who introduced himself as Mr. Roy, welcomed them warmly. On his desk was a file with Ravi's name on it. "This," Mr. Roy said, sliding the file toward Meena, "is a scholarship for Ravi. It will cover his education at one of the best schools in the city. Books, uniforms, meals, everything is included." Meena's hands trembled as she opened the file. Tears welled up in her eyes. "Why are you doing this for us?" she asked, her voice breaking. "Because someone once did the same for me," Mr. Roy replied. Turning to Ravi, he added, "You have a bright future, Ravi. Don't let anything hold you back." But there was more. Mr. Roy turned to Meena and said, "I have another offer for you. I own a garment factory, and we're looking for skilled seamstresses. Would you be interested?" Meena was speechless. She nodded, tears streaming down her face. "I don't know how to thank you," she whispered. "You don't need to. Just promise me one thing. When the time comes, pay it forward," Mr. Roy said with a smile. Life changed dramatically for Ravi and Meena. Ravi thrived at his new school, excelling in every subject. His teachers often praised his determination and curiosity. Meena, meanwhile, found stability and respect in her new job. Years later, Ravi stood on a stage at the grand opening of his own charity foundation. The audience included his mother and Mr. Roy, both beaming with pride. "This foundation," Ravi began, his voice filled with emotion, "is dedicated to children who need a helping hand, just like I once did. Kindness is a seed that grows into a tree, offering shade and shelter to many." As the crowd erupted in applause, Ravi looked at Mr. Roy and smiled. "Thank you for planting that seed in me." A small meal changed Ravi and Meena's lives forever, proving that kindness has a ripple effect. What small act of kindness could you do today? If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs a little inspiration today. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories that inspire.